Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. This is the name of Telegram channel, GKToday YouTube. Now, let's start. Which international air carrier launched the world's first coronavirus blood test for its passengers, and this test provides results within 10 minutes? Emirates Airline. And the passengers who are going to depart from Dubai, the facility is launched for these passengers. It is important to note that limited passenger flights have been operated by the airline from this month for foreign citizens who want to leave the country. So it only allows departures. It does not allow passengers to come in its country. As per the latest guidelines of MHA on extended lockdown, industries operating in which areas have been exempted. So lockdown has been extended till 3rd of May, and for this MHA have issued fresh guidelines. And as per these guidelines, industries operating in rural areas which are outside the limit of municipal corporations and municipalities will be exempted. That means these industries will start functioning even during lockdown, provided that they maintain social distancing. In the context of guidelines issued by Ministry of Home Affairs, spitting in public places has been made a punishable offence under which act? So, spitting is a punishable offence as per the provisions of Disaster Management Act of 2005, and as per the section 51 of this act, spitting is a punishable offence. It is important to note that spitting may increase the chances of transmission of virus. ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research, has recently discovered the presence of another kind of coronavirus in which species. So as for the ICMR research, they have discovered another kind of coronavirus in bat species, and this new virus is named as BT-CoV, that is bat coronavirus, and it was found in Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, Puducherry and in Tamil Nadu. The 73rd foundation day of which state was celebrated on 15th of April? So right answer is Himachal Pradesh. So 15th of April is Himachal Day. Originally in 1956, Himachal Pradesh was categorized as Union Territory, and in 1971 it became the 18th state of. So 15th of April is Himachal Day. Which term is used to define the difference between the total imports of a country and the total exports? So it is trade deficit. Trade deficit means our total imports are greater than exports. So as per the recent announcement from Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the trade deficit in the month of March fell to $9.7 billion, and this one is the lowest in last 13 years. A government-appointed committee has recently proposed to establish National Institute of Valuers. Who is the head of this committee? So this committee was headed by Mr. M.S. Sahu, and this committee was constituted in 2019. Now recently, this committee submitted a draft valuers bill, and that is why it was in news. This committee suggested this draft to establish a National Institute of Valuers. Abdulwahab As-Sawi, who won the prestigious international prize for Arabic fiction, is associated to which country? So he is associated to Algeria, and he won this prize for his novel The Spartan Court. Tour de France event, which has been postponed due to the COVID-19 outbreak, is related to which sports? So it is related to cycling, and it is world famous cycling event. Answer in comment box what is the route of this Tour de France event. India's Health Ministry and WHO have decided to deploy the WHO's surveillance network of which disease for fighting COVID-19? Right answer is polio network. So Health Ministry and WHO have decided to use the NPSN, that is National Polio Surveillance Network of WHO, for fighting COVID-19. WHO is World Health Organization. Headquarters is in Geneva, in Switzerland. The chief of WHO is Dr. Tedros Adhanom. He is from Ethiopia. What is the name of proposed retail shops to be certified by the government to encourage social distancing and sanitation practices? So the name of these stores are going to be Suraksha stores, and these stores will promote social distancing. These are retail stores, and these stores will follow the guidelines of government in ensuring social distancing, and these will be compliant to Arogya Setu app. In the National Assembly elections of South Korea, who has been re-elected as the president? Right answer is Mr. Moon Jae-in. His party is Democratic Party, and recently he won the presidential elections. Now, if we talk about few other personalities which were in news recently, Vishwanathan Anand became the ambassador of WWF India. WWF stands for Worldwide Fund India. The Indian women team of which game has acquired a direct berth to participate in World Cup 2021? That means they qualified directly. Right answer is cricket team. So Indian women's cricket team qualified for the 2021 World Cup. So far, 5 teams have already qualified. These teams are New Zealand, England, Australia, South Africa, and India. Which Indian bank has launched a campaign named Safety Grid to encourage people to maintain social distancing while waiting at public places? So this campaign was started by HDFC, and this campaign was launched at Kolkata. So this campaign was launched in Kolkata on pilot basis. The term reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction, that is RT-PCR, is a process used for which purpose? So it is related to coronavirus testing, and this process RT-PCR has been used for testing the coronavirus, and usually it takes 5 to 6 hours to provide the result. Pusa decontamination and sanitizing tunnel, which was inaugurated recently, has been developed by which research organization? So this has been developed by IARI, that is Indian Agricultural Research Institute. So it has a hand washing setup using soap and water dispenser, and it is operated by foot. Now, if we talk about IARI, commonly it is known as Pusa Institute. Why so? Because the institute was originally located in Pusa in Bihar. The National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, that is NIRDPR, has collaborated with the regional office of which global organization to train community leaders? So NIRDPR has collaborated with UNICEF Hyderabad field office for practicing sanitization and social measures, that means social distancing measures. Now, apart from that, recently MEA, that is Ministry of External Affairs, announced a training program for COVID-19 healthcare professionals of SAARC countries. As per the Gartner 2019 Digital Workplace Survey, which is the most digitally skilled country in the world with the largest and skilled Gen Z workforce. So right answer is our country, India. And as per this survey, India is the most digitally skilled country in the world. India has the largest Gen Z workforce who is digitally skilled. Gen Z stands for Generation Z. Where is the headquarters of International Commission of Jurists? So it is located in Geneva in Switzerland. And recently it was in news as it said that Government of India should carry out effective measures to ensure the minimum adequate standards of living to the migrant workers who are affected by this lockdown. So this International Commission of Jurists is a non-governmental organization. The Ministry of Agriculture has set the target for production of which agricultural commodity at 298.3 million tons for 2021 crop year. So this target is for food grains. Recently, the National Virtual Conference on Kharif crops held, and this conference was addressed by the Agriculture Minister Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar. So the target is 298.3 million tons of food grains, and this is 2% above the estimated production of this year. Order books, inventories and capacity utilization survey, that is OBQs, is a flagship survey conducted by which institution? So this survey is conducted by Reserve Bank of India, that means central bank of our country, and it is a quarterly survey of manufacturing sector, and RBI has been conducting this survey since 2008. So A, it is conducted by RBI. Second point is it is being conducted since 2008. Third, it is related to manufacturing. And fourth point is it is quarterly. Next question is the government has waived 4 months rent of small IT units based in the Software Technology Park of India. This STPI, that is Software Technology Parks of India, is an autonomous society under which ministry? So it is under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. STPI has 60 centers across country. 5i, which was in news recently, is the mascot related to which sports event? So it is a mascot of Asian Paralympic Games. It is important to note that the 2022 Asian Games and Asian Paralympic Games are going to be in China. Apart from that, China is the host of 2022 Winter Olympic Games. Who has been named as the new ambassador for Worldwide Fund, India's Environment Education Program? Right answer is Mr. Vishwanathan Anand. So he is a legendary chess player and recently he was named as the new ambassador for Worldwide Fund. If we talk about few other personalities who were in news recently, so recently Nupur Kulsrestha became the first women DIG of Indian Coast Guard. What is the theme of World Hemophilia Day that is celebrated on 17th of April? So the theme is Get Involved. So every year on 17th of April, the World Hemophilia Day is observed to spread awareness about this day. And this year, it is the 30th anniversary of World Hemophilia Day. And the theme is Get Involved. In a step towards increasing liquidity in the market, what is the new reverse repo rate as notified by the RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India? So the new RRR, that is reverse repo rate, is 3.75%. Previously it was 4%, so there has been a cut by 25 basis points. As per the global rating agency Standard & Poor, what is the estimated growth rate of India in the financial year 2020-2021? So the estimated growth rate is 1.8% as per S&P. Now this global rating agency also expressed the concern that the peak point of COVID-19 outbreak has not yet reached, and because of this coronavirus there is a lockdown in our country. And to ensure food, recently Uttar Pradesh government joined hands with Google to geotag community kitchens in the state. The Union Home Ministry has flagged off which video conferencing software as vulnerable to cyber crimes. So right answer is Zoom. Recently the CYCORD, that is Cyber Coordination Center under MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs, issued guidelines related to this Zoom software, and it is a popular video conferencing software. The government has directed ministries and central government officers not to use this. The DGFT, that is Directorate General of Foreign Trade, has lifted restrictions on export of formulations made of which medication? Right answer is paracetamol. So DGFT has lifted restrictions on the export of paracetamol and other FDC. Now what is FDC? FDC is a fixed dose combination of the drug. So previously the DGFT had put a limitation on the export of paracetamol and other 13 API. Assess Corona is a new application for containing the spread of COVID-19. Now the question is, it is related to which state or union territory? So it is related to New Delhi, and recently it was launched. What is the name of boat project designed by the researchers at IIT Ropar to deliver medicine and food to the COVID-19 patients in isolation ward? So the name of this boat is Ward Boat, and it has been designed and developed by IIT Ropar. It is in Punjab. What is the name of mobile application launched by the Union Agriculture Ministry for better transportation of perishable agricultural goods during lockdown? So the name of this application is Krishi Rath, and recently it was launched by the Union Agriculture Minister Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar. Which organization granted a special refinance package of rupee 50,000 crores to the NABARD, SIDBI and NHB? So recently this was announced by RBI. RBI stands for Reserve Bank of India. So this 50,000 crores will be provided as a special refinance package to NABARD, SIDBI and to NHB. Business Confidence Index is released in a quarterly survey conducted by which Indian institution? So it is related to NCAER. Now what is NCAER? It is National Council for Applied Economic Research, and recently it released this Business Confidence Index. Andrew Morgan, Jessica Meir and Oleg Skripochka, who were in news recently, are associated to which field? So all three are associated to space, and these are astronauts. So recently they were in news as they returned to Earth from ISS. EcoRap is a flagship economic research report of which financial institution? So it is related to SBI, that is State Bank of India, and as per recent report, the GDP growth of India may dip to 1.1% in the current financial year. India's leading automobile manufacturer TVS Motor Company has acquired which popular bike manufacturer? Right answer is Norton. So it is a British bike manufacturer. So as per the recent agreement signed between the TVS and Norton motorcycles, the brand Norton along with the associated brands were acquired by TVS. Abba Kyari, who passed away recently, was the chief of staff of which African country's president? So he was the chief of staff of President of Nigeria. The president of Nigeria is Muhammadu Buhari. If we talk about few other personalities who passed away recently, Mr. Anand Bist passed away. He was the father of Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath. Which international financial institution remarked that Asia is expected to grow at 0% in 2020? So this was an observation from IMF. IMF is International Monetary Fund, and as per IMF, Asia region is expected to grow at 0%, and this would be the worst growth performance in last 60 years, and this estimation was released by IMF. What is the theme of World Heritage Day that is celebrated on 18th of April? So the theme was shared culture, shared heritage and shared responsibility. So every year on 18th of April, World Heritage Day is observed, and the theme was shared cultures, shared heritage and shared responsibility. In context with the recent draft of Electricity Amendment Bill, what does ECEA stand for? So ECEA stands for Electricity Contract Enforcement Authority. So recently Union Power Ministry has proposed the draft of Electricity Amendment Bill, which seeks to set up EECA with the power of a civil court. So this EECA, which is going to be set up, will settle the disputes related to the power purchase agreements between GENCOs and between DISCOMs. National ICH list, which was news, was launched by which union ministry? So ICH stands for Intangible Cultural Heritage. So it is an initiative of Ministry of Culture, and this was launched to create awareness about the intangible cultural heritage. In the context of recent modification done in FDI, FDI is Foreign Direct Investment, the entity of which country should invest only under government route. So your homework is to find out what is FDI and how it is different from FPI. Now coming back to FDI, FDI is allowed in our country through two ways. One is government approval, another one is automatic route. So in government approval route, one need to take government permission before investment, while in case of automatic, no such prior permission is needed. Matterhorn mountain, which was in news, is situated in which continent? So this is in Europe, and recently it was in news as a Swiss light artist, Gary Hofstetter, lit up the mountain with Indian flag to express their solidarity for India in the fight against COVID-19. So this mountain series is in Europe and it is located in Alps range. Which space agency has announced the launch date for its manned mission to space station abroad through Falcon 9 rocket? So the key terms are Falcon 9 rocket to the International Space Station, and it is going to be a manned mission. So it was announced by NASA. NASA is the space agency of USA. NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. The campaign called Team Mask Force has been launched by which Sports Federation of India? So this is a campaign by BCCI. BCCI stands for Board of Control for Cricket in India, and this campaign is to spread awareness about the importance of wearing mask in public places. So BCCI is the cricket authority in India. At global level we have ICC, that is International Cricket Council. It is global governing body of cricket, and the chairperson of ICC is Shashank Manohar and CEO is Manu Sahani. The headquarters of ICC is in Dubai. The 44th session of World Heritage Committee of UNESCO, which has been postponed recently, was originally scheduled to be in which country? So this was scheduled to be in China, and now it has been postponed, and the date of postponed session has not been announced. So the headquarters of UNESCO is in France, in Paris. Now China was also in news as it is the host of Winter Olympic Games of 2020. China was also in news because of PBOC, that is People's Bank of China, which is the second largest organ of human body, which is also related to the special day that is celebrated on 19th of April every year. So it is about World Liver Day, and it is celebrated on 19th of April. Liver is the second largest organ of human body. Now if we talk about few other important days of April month, 18th of April is World Heritage Day, while 20th of April is UN Chinese Language Day. There are 6 official languages of United Nations. These are English, French, Russian, Chinese, Arabic and Spanish. What is the name of nationwide database of healthcare workers and volunteers that was recently created by central government? So the name of this database is COVID Warriors, and this is a database of healthcare professionals and volunteers. So this way the human resources can be utilized in a more efficient way to tackle this COVID-19 pandemic. Where is the headquarters of UNHCR? So the headquarters of UNHCR is in Geneva. UNHCR stands for United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee, and recently UNHCR was in news as it announced that protection of refugees and displaced women should be the top priority of world during this fight against COVID-19. Which is the first Indian state to geotag its community kitchen and community shelters created for tackling COVID-19. So, Uttar Pradesh is the first state in India to do so, to geotag the community kitchens and community shelters. Now, what is geotagging? Geotagging means adding geographical location. That means adding these points and providing information about these kitchens online so that people can assess them or people can reach these centers easily. Where is the headquarters of OIC? That is Organization of Islamic Cooperation. So the headquarters is in Saudi Arabia in Jeddah. Recently OIC was in news as it urged India to take immediate steps to protect the right of Muslim community in India. So the headquarters of OIC is in Saudi Arabia. Now recently Saudi was also in news as it is the president of G20 group this year. Last year G20 summit held in Japan. This year Saudi is the president, and in 2021 the summit is going to be in Italy. Out of total number of electric vehicles being sold in India, the major portion was constituted by which type of vehicles? So recently SMEV, that is Society of Manufacturers of Electric Vehicles, released information on the sales of electric vehicles in our country. And as per this information, the sales of electric vehicles increased by 20%. And the major portion of the sales is occupied by the low-speed scooters. About 97% of the electric two-wheelers sold was scooters. Which country has directed the global technology giants Google and Facebook to pay the media outlets for news content? So this decision was taken by Australia, and Australian government decided to direct these technology giants to pay the media outlets for news content. Veteran sports journalist Samir Goswami passed away recently. He was from which state of India? So he was from West Bengal, and he passed away recently. Apart from him, recently the former Prime Minister of Fiji passed away, and the name of Prime Minister was Lysenia Kersey. A strategic bridge over river Subansiri was recently revamped and inaugurated. The question is, it is in which state or union territory? So this bridge is in Arunachal Pradesh, and this bridge is over river Subansiri, and recently this bridge was inaugurated by the Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu through video conferencing, and the name of this bridge is Daporijo Bridge. Which state government has collaborated with healthcare startup MedCodes for delivering online medical services to the people? So this is an initiative of Rajasthan government. So Rajasthan has partnered with MedCodes to provide online medical services to the people. Now Rajasthan was also in news as recently it launched Jan Suchna portal. Rajasthan was also in news as recently Rajasthan Police launched Rajkop Citizens app. Which Indian state has claimed to be the first in our country to be coronavirus free? So it is Goa. As per the recent announcement by the Chief Minister of Goa, it is the first state in our country to be the coronavirus free. It is important to note that Manipur is the second state to be coronavirus free after Goa. Now Goa was also in news as recently it became first state to use Ayurveda for the COVID-19 patients. Which Indian bureaucrat who is also the chairperson of PESB, that is Public Enterprises Selection Board, has been appointed as a secretary to the President of India? So recently Mr. Kapil Dev Tripathi has been appointed as the secretary to President, and ACC, that is Appointment Committee of Cabinet, approved this appointment. ACC is headed by Prime Minister. In a recent study by Autonomous Institute of DST, what is DST? It is Department of Science and Technology. So as per this Autonomous Institute of DST, the organ of which water species has been used to develop a catalyst in energy conversion devices? Right answer is fish. So the scientists at INST, that is Institute of Nanoscience and Technology in Mohali, recently discovered that gills of fish can be used to develop efficient electrocatalysts used in the energy conversion devices, and these devices can be more affordable and environment friendly. RBI has directed all regulated entities to carry out periodical risk assessment exercise of money laundering and terror financing under which section of its master directions. So, recently RBI directed periodic risk assessment exercise under its KYC directions. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. Now recently RBI was also in news because of TLTRO. Answer in comment box, what is TLTRO? What is the limit within which the borrowings made under WMA, that is Ways and Means Advances of RBI, to be repaid by the state government? So the time limit is 3 months. See, Ways and Means Advances is a mechanism by which state government receive short-term funding from RBI. So this is for short term. So state governments can borrow this from RBI and state will have to repay this money within 3 months. As per recent statement of Chinese embassy in India, the modifications in FDI policy is against the rules of which international organization? So let me first provide you the context of this event. Recently, India amended its FDI policy, and as per the new amendment, all the countries which share land boundary with India can invest in India only under government route. Now what is this government route? See, FDI in India can be invested through two routes. One is government route, another one is automatic route. So as per government route, before the investment, you need to take permission from Government of India. While in case of automatic route, there is no such prior permission. That means the investor do not need any prior permission. Previously, only investment from Bangladesh and Pakistan needed prior permission from government. Now, recently India changed its FDI norms, and as per the new norms, investment from all the countries which share land border boundary with us need prior permission of Government of India, and this is where China is not happy, and China said that this is a violation of WTO norms, that is World Trade Organization norms. Finance Minister of India attended the annual meeting of Board of Governors of which global financial institution, which also granted an emergency assistance of $1 billion to India. So the organization is NDB, that is New Development Bank. So recently, Nirmala Sitharaman participated in the annual meeting of Board of Governors of New Development Bank, and this New Development Bank granted emergency financial assistance of $5 billion to BRICS countries. Every year, 21st of April is celebrated as Civil Services Day to commemorate the address of which Indian leader made among the probationers of Administrative Services Officers in 1947. So this is to commemorate the address of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was the first Home Minister of India, and he addressed the probationers of Administrative Service Officers, and he described the civil servants as steel frame of India. And to commemorate this occasion, 21st of April is celebrated as Civil Services Day in our country. The surplus rice in FCI, that is Food Corporation of India, is to be converted in ethanol for manufacturing hand sanitizers, and the question is, this is to be done as per which policy? So as per National Policy on Biofuels, the surplus rice in FCI will be converted into ethanol for manufacturing hand sanitizers. This was decided after the meeting of NBCC. What is NBCC? It is National Biofuel Coordination Committee. The United Nations designated 21st of April as which day to raise awareness about the role of creativity and innovation. So it is World Creativity and Innovation Day. It is celebrated on 21st of April. CM COVID-19 Yodha Kalyan Yojana is a welfare scheme of which state government? So it is a scheme of Madhya Pradesh government. And as per this scheme, Anganwadi workers and assistants of state will be provided a special health insurance cover of rupee 50 lakhs. Previously, the central government announced rupee 50 lakh insurance cover per person for the frontline healthcare workers who are involved in the fight against this coronavirus. The Union Health Minister has launched an interactive platform called COVID India Seva in which social media handle. So this service was launched on Twitter, and this platform has been launched to provide real-time solutions to the questions related to COVID-19, and the expert team will answer the questions of public related to this disease. So these were the important questions. Thank you, and that's all for the day.